This is Black Nerd Power. On the KUDZUKIAN.
Greetings and salutations, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome, one and all to Black Nerd Power. Being Peep Nasty here on the KUDZUKIAN Network. I'm your host, Mr. Richard Douglas Jones, and with me, the co-host of Black Nerd Power, Mr. Marcus Seabury.
What's up, my nerd?
Oh, nerder, please. And she's back, ladies and gentlemen. We missed her so last week. Miss Kimber, what's happening, man?
Hi, I missed you all. Sorry, I was gone.
It's okay. We missed you back. You did what you got to do when you do what you got to do. What it do.
You know. How y'all doing?
I'm good. It's been an interesting week as they tend to be here in the times of the Rona. Do we want to talk about the big one, or we want to save that for later? Because like under my notes under awards, I just have niggas are dumb.
You are.
Why not just bookend it? Fuck it. Let's start at the top of the show at the end of the show. The history was made this week. It's kind of been hinted at for a while. We kind of had an idea that this was going to happen, but speculation and signed documents are two totally different things. And of course, I'm referring to former Vice President Joe Biden announcing his vice president pick, and he has picked Senator Kamala Harris from California to be his vice president pick. That is the first time that a woman of color, black woman, what do they say, black woman and Southeast Asian woman has been nominated for the position. And let's face it, if he gets elected, she's definitely going to be president.
You're such a jackass. You do not know that man is going to die.
He's like a reanimated corpse now.
You don't know that he's going to die. And this is ageist, you all. There is nothing wrong with being old. There's a problem with the fact that too many people in our federal government are old. That's an issue.
Right. Look, even Biden knows that he like, look, I ain't running for re-election. I'm so good, partner. But he's like, by the time I get reelected, I'll be like 83. He's like, nah, pimp, I'm good.
I can't. I can't. I'm not going to cope with this. I just don't know. I don't know what to do with this, you all. Like, I just am so exhausted with the entire process of election and everything. And I'm just really unmotivated to vote. And nobody wants to fucking talk about that. Everybody's like, what are you going to do? You're going to sulk? You're going to not vote? Bitch, what you going to do? Vote me?
Here's the beauty of it. Yeah,
you first of all, never.
And not you. Don't get me wrong. You're not violent. You don't unless you provoke. And I'm not gonna provoke you because I ain't no fool. So I ain't talking about that. I know that. I'm just like, people are not having any accessible conversation that looks like accountability for what it is that we getting ready to do in undoing what we trying to undo. I didn't even do what we trying to undo. I didn't do this. I didn't do the white. I didn't do the orange man. That ain't my fault.
No,
me neither. Well, most black people don't, and it's like they keep running away from the fact that 50% of white women voted for Cheeto Jesus.
Nobody wants to talk about it, and that's fine. And so guilt trip that hoe, not me. I'm doing something else.
Call you Bobby Brown. It's your prerogative. You don't want to vote.
It really is.
Freaking vote. Like,
I'm gonna send my mail in. I'm gonna send my mail in just because I want to mail stuff and I like doing it. And also, I'm gonna vote for the others. There are other things that I do care to vote for that are on that ballot. So I'm gonna participate in the election. Absolutely, I don't miss no local election, even though they be depressing too. Like, that's part of the thing. Like, my stamina. Like, come on, guys. Where's the hope? Where's the change? Remember those O's and all the stickers? I miss the feeling, guys. I miss the feeling.
Now it just feels like a chore. It's like, all right, wash the dishes, cut the grass. Ah, shit, I got to vote too.
Oh, my hashtag with Hillary was, I guess I'm with her ass. So I'm like,
And see, I'm gonna be real, like, and that's where my emotional argument goes to, because I'm like, y'all, if this was gonna work, it would have worked when we actually had a real politician. Because we also have to acknowledge that no combination of Joe Biden and anyone other than maybe Oprah. Elizabeth Warren, Elizabeth Warren, like, and also. No, and Elizabeth Warren would like create enough political will to equal what Hillary Clinton would have brought in with her by herself. Like, we are not, this is not apples to apples. You know what I'm saying? And
not
so
at all.
I just can't fucking deal. And yes, it fills me with pride for Kamala Harris to be who she is and to be doing what she's doing. But it fills me with shame to read her record. And I'm sick of compromising and I'm tired. And it don't matter who I fucking vote for anyway, because Tennessee ain't gonna never flip.
Nope. Not a chance.
If
Not a chance.
Native born ass couldn't flip Tennessee, these folks ain't.
And he the first motherfucker that disappointed me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he should have. I always thought it was weird that Al Gore didn't fight more for like George Bush wasn't elected. He was appointed by the Supreme Court. I always thought that was really weird.
It was the beginning of this.
Like, what did they give you that you were like, no, I guess I'll just walk away. No problems here.
Hey,
like, yeah, nah. It's what basically needs to happen. It looks like we normally don't get into a whole lot of politics here on this show.
Oh my God, we always talk about politics. You are full of shit.
I couldn't say it with a straight face.
You are full of shit, and honestly, I will call that I am involved under duress.
No, in this day and age, like, the Electoral College is completely useless. It just needs to go away. There's
a really good TED Ed video about that too, and I'm not even bullshitting. Like, I'm gonna share it. It's an excellent TED Ed video about it, and I think that the people that do I can't remember that channel, but anyway, TED Ed definitely has a good video about the Electoral College that really is pretty objective.
It's time for it to go. It like, we live in a world where, like, you could vote. You can vote on American Idol more efficiently than you can vote in for fucking president. Like, it's kind of ridiculous. Like,
well, my problem is, like, viable choices, because I have more damn choices at freaking Baskin Robbins than I do for the president, or like going to a restaurant. I'd be
I'm just saying, man, we could create an app and just vote on the app and just be done with it. Just like, here's God damn, I need to, okay, here, and done. I voted. Okay, done. But nope, people want stickers. Because that's what
not
it
the issue. That's not what it is. You know what it is. White people need to, it's a poll tax. It's everything that it has been. And I'm gonna be for real with you right now, with shit being like it is. I'm not in the mood to joke about this because it's not fucking funny. This is not about stickers. It's about the fact that motherfuckers go up there and get like, if they could figure out a way to fill you up like they do at the airport for you to be able to vote, they would put that problem there. And if white people keep taking guns to the polls like fucking nuts, they're gonna figure out a way to do that. And now I have to worry, not only do you have to know all of my personal business, I gotta expose my ideological beliefs in a public space when that is not safe, and it's already not safe for me to exist. Then you gonna make it a violation upon my physical person, which it already is, considering what coronavirus for me to vote. Like, this shit is not cool, and the process is not accessible. And it's important that we talk about that in a way that holds the people who made it inaccessible who made it inaccessible accountable. And those people are not the people. Those people are the government. Those people are the federal government. Those people are men. White ones.
But in holding those people accountable, they've already set the rules. What incentive do they have to change?
Exactly. But which is why the only incentive that they can understand, obviously, is civil unrest, which is why it's important that we make sure to incite some by by talking about what's for real, which is that every block to voting, including quote unquote real ID, which what the fuck is that?
Oh, I forgot about that. I think I need to get that soon.
You know what I'm saying? Here's what's real. They're gonna make it a way for you. You already can't fight. Like they're saying it's a federal ID now, and I'm sure they're gonna create a way to tie it to voting. I voted without
voting or economics, or they're gonna make some way for it to be difficult for poor people to get them.
For poor people and people of color and women, because they don't want those people to vote. Except, I mean, white women can vote, because they like to do what white men do.
Right.
What you said.
They do what they're told. That's
not true. Again, we take a responsibility. They do what they want to do.
Yeah.
They do exactly what they want to do. That's what white women do. And so, not to be going off on everybody early in the morning, but remember, I said I was participating in a political conversation under what?
Under duress. You're good. You're good. You're good. You want to talk about? Let's see. I have other things we can talk about as well. You want to talk about? You want to talk about vaginal lubrication?
WAP indeed. WAP indeed.
Mucosa. We use the medical terms here, Seaberry. The word is mucosa.
I didn't know that one.
Yes, mucosa. Also, the dingly thing in the back of your throat is called the uvula.
Okay. And you're listening to Black Nerd Power.
Yeah.
And then so what is it? Can't you sing and it be uvulating?
Yeah.
Like if you're
yes, your uvula uvulates or undulate uvulates. Sure.
As Sokka said, it's my throat all flap.
Yeah. Or on Full House, it was the Courage Hangy Ball.
Yo, oh my God. Speaking of Sokka. No, I can talk about that in a second, because what about mucosa now? Who's pussy? Again, here we are talking about men. I didn't understand that men were stressed about wet ass pussy.
I know, right? This is the thing that
niggas ain't like him. Niggas don't like wet pussy now. Is that what that is?
No. It's like, you know what I love? Sandpaper.
No, but here's the bigger bullshit though. Motherfuckers got like a certain type of amnesia. Like, what happened to the 80s and 90s when Two Live Crew was like pop that coochie and scrub the ground and all that shit? But how dare these women? And dude, fucking CeeLo Green, my nigga, you're an accused rapist, and you have a song literally called "Fuck You."
Yeah.
And I love your music, but for you to fix your mouth to try to be Judge Dredd on this, man, I need you to get your rotund ass the entire fuck out of here.
Ooh, Seaberry, some profanities. Oh,
I didn't know CeeLo had nothing to say, and I'm grateful.
Oh, absolutely.
That you have articulated what's important for him to do with it. Because get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, old Round Mound had something to say.
That's rude. He's just, I mean, why? Why can men talk about wet ass pussy, but women can't?
Why is it? And that's it. Well, it's not even just that. It's also women that have been like, oh my God, this is so raunchy and disgusting. And Lil Kim did this. And back in my day, we listened to Luke, but we didn't ever do nothing like.
I used to be scared of the dick. Now I throw lips to the shit. What bitch scares you? Don't fuck with the queen.
Look, I could play you a song recorded I could play you a song recorded in 1935 by a woman by the name of Lucille Bogan. And she says, and I quote, "I got two big old nipples as big as your thumbs. I got something between my legs. Make a dead man come." Okay? That is
shave me dry.
But here go what's real.
5.
It's deeper than that, nigga. If we're saying that this history that we have is far wider than what we've been conditioned to believe, and we know that it's wider, right? We say this, that, sex work is the oldest work. And so it's been ushy gushy since the motherfucking continent, nigga. It's been root doctors and root women and songs and chants and all kinds of things celebrating motherfucking ushy gushy wet ass pussy. What is wrong with people? It wouldn't be like, what's wrong? What's the issue, guys? What is more exciting and more joyful than bodily expression rooted in blackness? What is the problem? With so little to celebrate, why not look at this beautiful video and be like, hell the fuck yes? And if it's not for you, don't look. You know what I'm saying? You listening to Black Nerd Power on the KUDZUKIAN network.
If you don't understand that vaginas are supposed to do that, sorry for you. You're clearly doing something wrong.
Honestly, my biggest problem with the video was snakes and tigers, because snakes and tigers creep me out. I was like, I would probably not do videos with snakes and tigers. And then, like I said, I'm mad because Kylie Jenner a damn chameleon. The last time I saw her ass was at the beginning of the pandemic, and she looked white.
She don't look white now?
In that video, I
thought a little black fish. She out there looking like Ariana Grande.
Yeah, I thought she was a Latina girl. I was like, who that cute Latina woman? It's about like, oh, that was Kylie.
She's a Kardashian. She got you.
Every time I try to think about her in the video now, I think of Viola Davis.
That's fair. I like that.
Somebody made that edit and it was so good.
I haven't seen that, but I'm gonna do that now. I'm gonna put
Viola Davis herself. Somebody photoshopped her face over it and then changed the skin tone and then posted it to the internet, like fixed. And then Viola Davis herself saw it and posted it to her Instagram and said, "Who did this? Who did this? How to get away with wet ass pussy?" I said, "Don't get away with it, Viola."
I love it. That is great. Good for you, Miss Viola Davis. But yeah, there's been lots of crazy stuff going on the Idiot Box. I got a chance to check out Jamie Foxx's new movie Project Power on Netflix last night.
Oh my god! I really liked it.
I was just about to ask, did you like it?
So I fell asleep on the end, so don't fuck it up for me. But It just came out last night and I had a really long week.
Yeah.
It was so exciting.
It was good. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed Jamie Foxx. I enjoyed Joseph Gordon-Levitt. I enjoyed the young lady that played Robin. Everybody in the cast, those three characters definitely brought it. It was interesting to see how they all had different takes on the power drug, because Robin had never taken it. Joseph Gordon-Levitt was a cop who takes it just to even the playing field, and Jamie Foxx is like, I don't like what I've become, so I'm not gonna take it.
Yeah. So Dominique Fishback, the girl who played Robin. I just am so full of joy at seeing young Black women take the lead in these movies and like carry and like do so much emotional and like action work. It used to be that a young Black woman like Dominique Fishback would be shoved into a movie like this as like kind of a conscience or some oracle that they see once or twice. But the fact that she's she a pusher, but at the same time, she's Jamie Foxx's accountability. She like, nigga, are you fucking kidding me? Excuse you.
His accountability, his conscious,
she gets to act and be there instead of just being over to the side.
I would almost argue that she is the protagonist of the story, because the story, the action of the movie doesn't take place without her.
And in this case, I would agree with you. But remember, a couple of weeks ago, we disagreed about Kiki Lane. About Kiki Lane in The Old Guard. I don't think that was supposed to be Kiki Lane's movie. I really don't. I think that it was meant to be Charlize Theron's movie.
Yeah, of course.
Because I started watching it. I feel like Niall, played by Kiki Lane, is the POV character. You know, again,
she's the protagonist. Charlize Theron is the money, so of course they cater to her. But the events of The Old Guard don't happen without Niall. They don't happen. Again, I've done the research.
But there's a whole part before her, though.
There's a whole reality before her that we do not understand without this. We just disagree. She's Andromaca. Like, you have to understand that, yes, okay, the story is, like, Niall is essential to the story.
The story doesn't happen without Niall.
Listen, we disagree.
Okay, hold up.
The events of that.
Would you say Training Day is Ethan Hawke's story?
No.
All right then, nigga.
kind of the same, man.
It's not though. But in that case, is it his story? No. Could Ethan Hawke be considered the protagonist of Training Day? Absolutely, because the actions of Training Day do not happen without Ethan Hawke.
Okay.
I'm not saying that Niall is the star of the movie. I'm not saying that. Clearly, Charlize Theron is the star of the movie, but Niall is the protagonist. The actions of the old guard do not happen without her.
Here's the thing that was really
there are points within the hero's journey that can be pointed out. And again, the research has been done. The old journey of the hero can be described through Niall's eyes.
But it's absolutely true for Charlize Theron as well. And here's what I'm trying to get across about that. I'm not mincing words between like main character, point of view, I'm not teaching y'all niggas English. I get paid to do that. This the weekend. I'm saying that I do not think what I was intending to get across is that I do not feel that Kiki Lane's performance should receive any type of critique that says that she did not carry that film as she was not meant to. That is all that I am saying.
Okay.
Any kind of critique of her performance that says that she did not show up as she should have, which is where this conversation began for me that many weeks ago, is what I was pushing back against. And I don't think he was dissing her. I just wanted to push back against that idea. I think she played her part. I think that she, as an actress who hopes to do many great things and is destined for many great things, had a chance to prove to everybody that she could hold her own jacking against motherfucking Charlize Theron as a dope ass character like Andromaca the Scythian. Like, this ain't just no random motherfucker that they made up. Yo, this the Archangel. This motherfucker came with the blazing sword. Like, get your mythology correct and know who you looking at when you watch the Old Guard. It's more than a comic book. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's what I'm getting at. And I think that because of Andromaca being who she is, it's really important that we understand that there can't be the future that I really fantasize about for this dope ass series. Like, I want a movie that is Kiki Lane's movie. And I want the narrative to be set up to know that that wasn't her movie. That was Andromaca's movie. We need Niall's movie next.
Yeah. Okay. Speaking of blades and swords, have you checked out Ghost of Tsushima?
There are too many things to play. And I've been Troy put that beta on that PlayStation last week, and all I've been doing is Hulk smashing. That's it.
No word. Okay, how is it?
It's fun as fuck.
Okay.
It's fun as fuck. You either beating people with your giant hands as Kamala Khan, or you beating people with your giant hands as the Hulk. It's crazy.
Is there online co-op in the beta, or is it just?
So I have not seen people, and that's also not something I would try for either. I didn't even attempt to know that.
The only reason is because it's the Avengers, and it's kind of so I've already put feelers out there and hit up a couple of friends of mine. I'm just like, yo,
because you need Troy too.
When the Avengers comes out, dibs on Hulk, and we're playing online and we're recording it, and they're like, just let me know.
Just go in. It's going to be very exciting. But yeah, I miss Tsushima, but I'm really looking forward to jumping into it because there's some rich story there, and they released the easy mode. They made a patch that gave an easy mode. There's a patch that gave there's a patch that gave an easy mode, and I'm really excited about that.
The easy mode and the lethal mode as well. One hit and you're gone. And the easy mode is very much needed. It's very much needed because the learning curve of the controls is a little steep. It starts to get really complicated. In order to select certain weapons, you have to pull R2 and then use the D-pad to select a particular weapon, and then to deploy the weapon you have to push R1. So just to give you kind of an idea of what it's looking like. Let's take a break really quickly, and you're listening to Black Nerd Power on the KUDZUKIAN Network.
This is Black Nerd Power.
R&R on Sports.
1968 Olympian Dr. John Carlos.
Oh man, it's an honor. They need to pick up their radio and tune you guys in.
There you go.
It's R&R on Sports.
KUDZUKIAN.
Keeping it real, right and funky.
Mauricio Calvo, who happens to be the executive director of Latino Memphis. Welcome to Funky Politics, sir. How are you?
Great. Thank you. You're having as much trouble saying my name as I do saying KUDZUKIAN, so we're even.
Hey, look, I'm good on that.
Yeah. Reasonable people understand that a country is more than its leader. I mean, I love my home country, but I think people in Memphis need to count their blessings.
Funky Politics on the KUDZUKIAN Network.
Black Nerd Power.
And we're back. Black Nerd Power on the KUDZUKIAN Network. We were just talking about the Old Guard on Netflix. Lots of good stuff coming out of Netflix. Kimber, you were saying that the two guys from Avatar backed out of the
Oh my
action?
God. Yes. So earlier this week, Troy sent me an article on Wednesday. He actually sent me a post from Brian Konietzko. And Brian Konietzko is half of Bright. Bright is Brian Konietzko and Michael DiMartino, who are the originators of Avatar: The Last Airbender with Nickelodeon, and of course The Legend of Korra. They backed out of the Netflix project, citing that kind of Netflix didn't honor the commitments that they made to give them the autonomy and the control over the story. Basically, that's what I gathered, and it makes me really wonder, why can't nobody? Why? When a story is
well enough alone, yeah, it works.
Damn,
leave it alone. Like,
and
quit trying to that's what brought the audience was the story. So if you're trying to I'm right there with you. Like,
two specific points of contention were they wanted to change the race of several characters to, I think a few characters to white, and also they wanted to age the characters up and make it darker, and they were like, that's
not Avatar. That's something completely different. Like, that's part of the journey, is the juxtaposition of the innocence of youth versus the coming of age that they kind of have to do out on the road. Like, they have to grow up out on the road. They start with as very innocent people. So, like, Aang included. So, like, nah.
Live action Apple would have been cool though.
Yeah,
I would have been
CGI. Come on,
he would have been CGI. I would have been cool with them aging them up and making it darker. I feel like the show was well primed for something like that. I'm frustrated with the fact that despite our increased ability to reach toward these cultures that we've appropriated and give them some agency over these stories, like Asian Americans are here.
Yeah.
Like, we don't have to try to go and rewrite a fucked up history. Yes, it's appropriation. Why not invite in some voices who are representative of that appropriated group and let them have, you know what I'm saying? Like, goddamn.
I hear you, but you have to remember, we still live in the world where Iron Fist live action was a thing.
White man. It was so bad.
Yeah, it was. Not only was
second season got a little better.
There were no Asians in sight except for the Davos, and he was Indian and not like Asian.
Crap. Colleen Wing was in.
I know. I'm just saying, as the martial arts masters, like, it's basically just Elvis, is what it is.
But it's always been there, though. I mean, Iron Fist has always been a white dude, because it started in the 70s when people didn't care about culture.
I hear you. But if Marvel is willing to consider making Giancarlo Esposito Magneto, then like talks could have gone into recasting Danny Rand as Asian.
Well, now they're gonna do Shang-Chi at the movies next, so.
Yeah, I hear you, but it's a little late. Shang-Chi seems to be in response to Iron Fist versus, like I said, them coming straight up and making Giancarlo Esposito Magneto. So just kind of a difference. I got a chance to check out a couple episodes of a new show on Netflix called Teenage Bounty Hunters with Kadeem Hardison.
Yeah, I want to watch that too.
They make fun of him being fat a lot. It's weird. It's
fat
weird.
Jokes are the low-hanging fruit of America.
It really kind of is. Like, his body tends to be the butt of a couple of different jokes.
Nah, pass.
And yeah, it's very much a dark comedy. And
I'm just glad Kadeem working.
I'm glad he is too.
The two whiny pseudo Christian white girls that work with him. It's interesting. That's about all. That's about all I got. I'm like 3 or 4 episodes in. It's only 10 episodes. I'm gonna finish the season because it's interesting enough that I want to watch it. But like, yeah, no, if it comes out with the second season, I'll wait a while.
I'm gonna be real. Okay. I would be curious to know. I don't have context for Kadeem Hardison acting outside of like a really black world, like a black setting. Yeah. And so I'm gonna pop on an episode just to see what he's like opposite white people.
He's the black friend in Maid of Honor with Patrick Dempsey.
Yeah, he's old and crotchety.
That's true. He was in that.
In this, he's old and
I didn't like that movie very much. It made me sad.
He's an old crotchety black man. He talk like this.
Is he old now? God damn. See, that's what I got to go see.
Yeah, he's old. No, I don't. I work as a bounty hunter, and this is my bounty hunter code. Like that's what he sounds. That's what he sounds like now.
And he was on that. I think he was the dad of Zendaya on like
he did a
Disney Channel series.
Yeah. So yeah, Kadeem's good. You know, he did that episode of the Boondocks, and we were all like, "Uh-oh, he made fun of Tyler Perry. This might be the end." But nah, he's good. He's good.
Wait a minute, he was on there?
He was on an episode of the Boondocks. Yeah, the Tyler Perry episode of the Boondocks. Kadeem Hardison was himself.
Man, it's been so long since I saw that. Dang.
Yeah, the Winston Jerome episode, he was like, nah, this is what you got to do. You get into play. And then if you get into play, then hopefully you get cast in the movie. And then hopefully if you get cast in the movie, you get cast in the TV show made on the episode based on the movie that was based on the play.
Oh, damn. Well,
I mean,
is that making fun of Tyler Perry or is that like the history of Tyler Perry?
A little bit of, a little from column A, a little from column 2. All right, let's get into some RIPs really quickly. Like we can start the RIPs with 80s wrestling legend James Harris, aka Kamala Harris.
Kamala.
Yeah.
Kamala. It's different.
I hear you, but it's spelled the same way. So
dude, I love Kamala so much as a child, and like I was young, so I believed the whole he's from Uganda, that's in Africa, and people kept telling me that nigga from Mississippi. I'm like, no, he's from Africa. They said Uganda.
Straight from Mississippi.
It's okay. When I was young, I used to want to go to Hillman, word to Kadeem Hardison.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so he has passed recently. In addition to that, actor Nathaniel Allen of San Francisco, he was Rollo.
No, he played Woodrow, Aunt Esther's husband on Sanford and Son, and he played Ned the Wino on Good Time.
Rollo.
I thought
he's not Rollo though. Sorry, I just remember it's just Rollo is a nice thing to say.
No, that's Woodrow. And Aunt Esther's husband.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm looking. I thought it was Rollo.
I think Rollo's passed like in the last few years, so
okay.
Sunrise, sunset.
You want to start that over?
Nah, we're good. Nah, we just did the correction here in real time. I thought he was Rollo. It was Woodrow, and it was. I said, know. I'm looking it up now just because I don't know.
Marcus said it's Woodrow. I believe him. I'm going to be real with y'all. I never watched fucking Sanford and Son. Okay. Like, I never watched it.
Really? You absolutely can. They show it on TV One.
I don't want to. Here's why. All I remember is that horrible joke about beans and disease, and I can't. That's it.
Oh, yeah, that was like an anti-Muslim joke, right?
No, it's just rude.
Yeah, Nathaniel Taylor was Rollo. Nathaniel Taylor was an American actor best known for portraying Rollo Lawson on the 1970 sitcom Sanford and Son.
Y'all niggas getting on my nerves fact-checking each other right now.
That's so easy. I looked it up earlier and I was like, that's Rollo. And then Marcus said it was Ned the Wino. And I was like, brr?
So for those of us who don't know who neither one of these niggas is, who died and who did he play?
Nathaniel Allen.
R.I.P.
R.I.P. He played Lamont's best friend Rollo on Sanford and Son.
There you go.
God, dude.
No, sorry, that's Taylor. Sorry.
Oh my God.
I don't know shit.
Oh my God! What are we?
Oh,
what are
wow.
we doing now?
No, that's your ass fighting me. I've been trying to tell your ass he played Woodrow for the longest damn time.
God.
That's what he said. He said it at the very beginning.
All right. So yes, Woodrow, Ned the Wino on Good Times. Good Times. See, I like. Have you seen episodes of Good Times? Because I prefer Sanford and Son over Good Times.
I'm gonna be for real with you. I'm gonna be petty right now. Marcus, who died and who did he play?
Oh my!
Nathaniel Allen. He played Aunt Esther's husband Woodrow on Sanford and Son, and he played Ned the Wino on Good Times.
May he rest in peace. You're listening to Black Nerd Power on the KUDZUKIAN Network.
Okay, he was 91 years old.
Ooh, long life.
Yes, nice and long. 91.
Well done, good and faithful servant.
Come on.
Yes, for sure. And again, yes, he was Woodrow, Aunt Esther's husband on Sanford and Son, and Ned the Wino on Good Times, aka Black Jesus.
Oh yeah. When JJ made that paint.
JJ painted Black Jesus, and it looked just like Ned the Wino.
Dude, even as a little kid, I was so bothered by Florida Evans' like insistence in clinging to the picture of white Jesus. Even as a little kid, I was like, but that's not accurate either, Florida.
Damn. Anyway, on a personal note, with RIPs, I wanted to take this moment to say goodbye to an establishment that was very here in the Memphis area that was very, very kind to the comedy community. Marcus and I hosted many a show there, but unfortunately, because of the Rona, it is gone the way of the dodo, and that is, of course, Midtown Crossing Grill.
Dude, that hurt, man.
It hurt a lot. Shout out to the owner, Chef Octavia Young, and I have to. She's hurting, of course. But yeah, that one was rough to see them have to go through that because of the times that we live in. As much as we talk about stuff here, we don't really. No, you know what? That's a lie. We very much talk about how this virus is affecting people on a very real and very personal level, and Black-owned businesses is not something that we've talked about here on the show. But yeah, this foolishness is affecting a lot of different people in very, very real ways.
And it's disproportionately affecting Black people and people of color, specifically BIPOC people. That's Black and Indigenous people, economically, health-wise, in terms of their mental health. This virus is very, very seriously and disproportionately affecting our groups. And so, y'all, stay at home if you can and put a mask on, please.
One of the things you can do while you stay home is you can listen to Black Nerd Power on the KUDZUKIAN Network.
You know, one of my favorite memories involving Richard took place at Midtown Crossing Grill. I may have mentioned it on this show before. It was you, comedian Roxy Hayes, and that other comedian guy we know from Atlanta, Dedrick. And they were all in group text roasting each other. And look, uncharacteristically, Richard was innocently chilling. But they started coming for Richard in that group text, and they awoke the sleeping giant, and Richard just verbally tore them all new assholes. To the point where I would laugh so hard, and Roxy was like getting her feelings and trying to make me stop laughing. And I'm like, nigga, it's funny. You a comedian. Cook his ass back.
Don't start none, won't be none. I'm just saying.
That was a great night, man. Because I was just like, Richard was literally just sitting, chilling, and y'all had to come for him. And
like, all right. You ever had one of them days, Kimber, where you just all right?
I don't check. Not typically.
I'm just saying, just in general, not necessarily just checking, but like you shoot people to daggers, and it's like, all right, nigga.
Like in general, don't fuck with me.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Like it's just a real. It's a state of being as a Black woman that I often have to activate just as a rule, but. What's that? There's a meme going around that's like when Black, because they're translating all our AAVE colloquialisms, and so and they're saying, sorry, my dog did something weird. There's that meme that says, if a Black person tells you got the right one today, you in fact have the wrong one.
The wrong one. The wrong one.
In fact, you have the wrong one. I'm gonna be real with you. I'm almost always the wrong bitch. Like almost each time, I'm the wrong bitch.
Also, if a Black person normally asks you what you gonna do for clarification,
or
you might want to change it up because it might be the ruckus after that. You gonna do what?
My personal favorite is asking somebody to do something one more time. Say something one more time. That's my favorite.
I think it's because I work with kids. I typically don't say something one more time because don't tempt the children.
Yeah, no,
you know what I'm saying? Yeah. You don't want it with these kids. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely will. It's just like, you know what? I got to thump you on the head now. I got to.
And that's where you don't want to go because y'all, it's just been too true. And for too long, you can almost always reason with the child. Like usually if you can hear them out, you can almost always reason with a kid, but you ain't gonna reason with them, daring them, because they ain't been here long enough to be shook for real.
Nah, not at all. They don't know true fear. Let's see. I'm gonna do a one tech talk story really quickly, and then we're gonna take our next break. So Apple and Google have pulled Fortnite from their stores
because Fortnite tried to be slick.
Yeah, Fortnite was super slick with it. They started doing in-app purchases and
circumventing Apple and Google.
Yeah, they were and they weren't giving Apple and Google their cut, and so Apple and Google was like, "Nah, bro, you can't hang out here." And so Fortnite is trying to brand itself as freedom fighters of sorts, and they've made this commercial. They made this video that basically parodies Apple's 1984 commercial. And they're just like, all right, we don't need your Apple money. We good, bruh. And so like the currency exchange is basically, they call them like V-Bucks, and like 1,000 V-Bucks is like $10. Or something like that. But yeah, Apple wasn't getting their cut. So Apple was like, gotta go.
I mean, Fortnite gonna be okay.
Fortnite is gonna be fine.
Speaking of these kids, they ain't fucking playing, okay? These children is going for Fortnite. They gonna get them some Fortnite. Period.
They love it.
Hey, I'd have come close to buying them 12-inch action figures. I was like, ooh,
they're
amazing.
So cute. Oh my God. I need to show you all my 12-inch poutine eating pizza.
Oh.
Every time I say poutine, Richard makes me so angry.
I didn't say a word.
It's residual. It's residual fuckery.
I didn't say a word.
You are so fucking stupid.
I didn't say a word. Just make sure not to drop it in water, because then you have wet ass poutine.
It will be a wet ass poutine. But no, poutine has a cute little raincoat, and they also carry an umbrella. Poutine is ready for all circumstances. I've even seen a poutine in a raft. Poutine stays dry when she wants to, when they want to.
I'm here for it.
And also, it's just really cute. Like, you guys, y'all out there, reach out. Please, people, let me know if there are other poutine lovers out here.
I've been loving the poutine for a mighty long time.
Hey, and I'm not going to deal with poutine and pussy being made the same thing, because I'm not talking about pussy. Stop laughing. I'm not playing. Stop laughing. I'm not playing, and I'm not kidding. When I'm really saying something that don't turn my words around, like relax. Like it's one thing to be like, it sounds like that. It's another thing to say that and just make that word for that, because I want to be able to say that word and it not mean pussy. Like it's a character I actually like. Okay.
I apologize.
I don't need an apology. I want y'all to check in with me about that. Niggas, God.
Certified freak. No, I'm done.
Dickhead.
We did not shit.
The whole time, the entire time, and you're correct.
But I will curtail my shenanigans.
No, here's what's real. Talk about pussy when you talking about pussy, and not when I'm talking about pushing, because then you invite me into a conversation about pussy that I did not agree to be in. Now, do you want to do that? Nope.
No, ma'am.
We're going to take a break and we'll be right back with more Black Nerd Power on the KUDZUKIAN Network.
This is Black Nerd Power.
Jazz, America's own original musical art form. When did it start? Who were and are some of the major players? How do you distinguish what kind of jazz you're listening to? We talk about the great and lesser-known artists, songs and tunes, the instruments, and the social impact jazz has had on world culture since its beginning at the start of the 20th century.
Riffin' on jazz on the KUDZUKIAN Network.
KUDZUKIAN!
Black Nerd Power, KUDZUKIAN Network. Mr. Seabury, what's going on in the comic book corner this week?
All right, man. I want to talk about a book I've been loving, Excellence. It's about this world full of black people and magic. They have these principles called the four walls. The protection and defense of the undeserving is not allowed. The creation of a magician's wand without permission is not allowed. The casting of spells without an approved wand is not allowed. And the use of magic by females is not allowed. Yeah, it's that kind of society, sadly.
Boo!
Yeah, no, that's some bullshit. But we're following this guy, Spencer Dales. He was in this world, up and coming magic user. I always never quite fulfilled his potential, but around the time he started coming into his own, his eyes got open to kind of the bullshit of this society. And he's been slowly trying to dismantle the society. But, he has to be slick and use magic to kind of mask his movements because people are watching him. And then in this particular one, he goes to this library called the Aegis Repository of Knowledge. And we see that a cop-like figure called Daquan, who he confided in, was watching him and doing stuff. And, of course, he slips up, and these three magic-using badass women come out, and they magically whoop his ass. And it looks like he's on his last leg, but then Daquan shows up and kind of gives him a reprieve. And then at the very end, we see him jumping into the secure wing of like the Infinite Hall. Basically, it's about a corrupt empire and a young man coming into his own and trying to overthrow that empire. I love it a lot. It is written by Brandon Thomas, that's a brother, drawn by Kari Randolph, also a brother. And it's distributed by Image, but it's through Robert Kirkman's Skybound imprint. We know Robert Kirkman as the creator of Walking Dead and Invincible.
So it's Harry Potter, Star Wars, and a little bit of Black Panther thrown in there.
Yes, that is an accurate assessment. I love it.
I fuck with that.
Yeah,
as a way to make Star Wars like palatable.
Yeah. I love it. It's a good book. Check it out there. Now, if you want, I guess a complete set, the first trade is out there. I believe that covers like 1 through 5 or 1 through 6. Just really good stuff. Excellence is excellent. Yes, it's a pun. I don't give a damn. Not trying to be cool. Okay. And,
I like puns. Puns are cool.
Hey, man. I quit trying to be cool so damn long ago. But anyway, and we got some news. Okay, now y'all know I've been talking about AT&T bought Time Warner. As a result, AT&T assumed all of Time Warner's big ass debt. AT&T's trying to handle that debt. So they were like, hey, DC Comics, you got to let that diamond distribution stuff go. We're going to do another thing. So that happened. But now AT&T has begun, shall we say, corporate restructuring. It pretty much hit all branches. DC Universe's staff is pretty much gone, and they're gonna start taking all the original programming from there, and of course putting it on HBO Max because that's the new hotness. But they're gonna try to do something to keep DC Universe because it really does have an extensive ass library of like pretty much all the online DC comics from like the 1930s to the present day. So it's not all the way gone yet. They got rid of DC collectibles, so that means all DC toys and tie-ins and products now will be through licenses. And they let go of 20% of the DC Comics staff, including editor-in-chief Bob Harris, several VPs. It looked like Jim Lee was no longer publisher, but then I saw an article where Jim Lee talking like, no, I'm still publisher. They're going to give me a general manager soon. And we're still in the business of publishing comics, but, they canceling 3 books in October, I think, Batgirl, Batman and the Outsiders, and Justice League Odyssey. And then, like, I think Young Justice is going to get canned.
The cartoon?
Several other books are getting canned, so they're streamlining. Now, Jim Lee says they're still in the business of publishing comics because, that's how you incubate your IPs and then turn them into movies and cartoons. Although, I talked to my local comic shop owner, and he feels that eventually they're going to be outsourcing comics. Like, there may come a time where you see Batman from Dark Horse or Superman from Image Comics. So
what is this event that they have, the DC Fandom? What is that going on?
Yeah, that's coming up soon. Now that's like about the TV shows and cartoons, and I think like a little bit about the comics. But like, these big companies just want IPs, man. So like, they probably gonna publish just enough comics to keep the copyright going, and some monthly comics somewhere so they can mine those IPs. But
the biggest thing is they're trying to keep Batman out of the public domain because Batman qualifies for a public domain.
Oh yeah, because it was in the 30s. Yeah.
Yep. So yeah, that's probably one of the biggest things that AOL or AT&T, whoever owns it now, that's what they're trying to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're trying to keep Batman out of the public domain for as long as they can. And yeah, the mouse to thank for that. So yeah.
I'm thinking about that too, man. I feel like at some point, because they've already outsourced the Marvel all ages stuff to IDW. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't know if Disney really cares about directly publishing comics too. So, we might see a similar reckoning at the House of Mouse.
Possibly. Yeah, that kind of sucks. Miss Kimber, what's going on with you? Because you be reading and shit.
So I'm back on my webtoon shit, back up on my scene because Lore Olympus came back a few weeks ago. Okay. Lore Olympus is, of course, the webcomic based on Greek mythology. Specifically is based on the rape of Persephone. However, this particular reimagining by a woman named Rachel Smythe is a really beautiful love story between Hades and Persephone in the comic. So it came back. Persephone has gone missing. She's run away and we don't know where the fuck she is. Artemis is hunting about looking for her and also is like finding out some different things. Artemis is freaking out because Persephone's gone because her mother, Persephone's mother, Demeter, has come looking for Persephone. So if you're reading Lore Olympus, holler at me, please, on our Instagram. Holler at me on my Instagram if you follow me, because, y'all, I need somebody to talk about this with. I'm so excited, and I can't wait to see what's next. I can't wait, of course, until Persephone and Hades reunite, because they've kissed since the last time that we checked in about this, which is very important to me. So, again, holler at me about Lore Olympus or web, or if you do any other webtoons, I love Crumbs, I love Edith, I love Assassin Roommate. So holler at me. The book that I'm going to talk about this week is a novella by Rivers Solomon. You've heard the name Rivers Solomon on our show before. They are the writer of a book called An Unkindness of Ghosts, which was like that kind of space drama about castes and identity and equality that happened in the outer sky. So if you read that book, you know that Rivers Solomon writes really beautiful, intricate prose. It's kind of flowery, but in the context of Black speculative fiction. The book that I want to talk about this week is a novella called The Deep. The book was based on, or actually it's named after a song by David Diggs's rap groups that's not named The Clips Grinding. They like The Clipping or something like that. Yeah. But okay, great. Thank you very much. I knew one of y'all would have my back on that. But David Diggs from Hamilton is part of this group. They made a song called The Deep. Rivers Solomon heard this song and they were inspired to write this novella. The novella is a very small book. It's 170 odd pages. It's hard for me to tell you the plot of this book without ruining the whole thing, and so I won't. Instead, I'll kind of explain what it did to me. It made me think about the idea of a diaspora from the great stealing of Africans in the 16th through 19th centuries from Africa. It made me think about the diaspora as not just going to land, but to the sea as well. It's about this group of people. Well, it's about a person named Yetu, who is a member of a society called the Wanjiru. And the Wanjiru are the babies born of African mothers who dove into the sea. They breathe water. They were nurtured by the whales. And their society is one that was built out of the attempted enslavement, but they escaped. They did not experience actual slavery. And so the stealing is one of many very dark memories that the Wanjiru as a society have decided to forget. Forgetting is a social norm in this society. And there's one rememberer. The rememberer is the one who is responsible for holding all the memories and only unleashing the memories upon the larger community when the larger community becomes thirsty to remember who and what and why from the past, right? This sounds kind of crazy, and it's because Rivers Solomon, they're a freaking genius, okay? The book blew my mind in that it made me ask myself all the questions that we reckon with now as Black people in America, like whose job is it to remember? What is the allure of forgetting all the trauma? What's the role of the griot? Like when we think about the griot of Africa and how they were the holder of history, what does the role of the griot become when the history is so inhumanely tragic and traumatic? And like, how do we like deal with that space that says we have to remember, but we want to forget? And it was really beautiful. It was really poetic. I'm sorry that I can't give you a better grasp of it because again, it was kind of a winding narrative that was really exploring all of these questions through the actions of Yetu and the individuals that she encounters. Of course, she does meet surface dwellers, 2 legs, and have to like be assaulted with new information, new memories of what actually happened to those who did not jump, right? And just to watch that happen and in Rivers Solomon's like really beautiful prose. So if you're interested in kind of suffocating in a really interesting and beautiful book for about like 3 hours, give this a try and holler at me about it.
Funny. Okay, first of all, you're right. The name of his group is Clipping.
Thank you.
Lowercase c.
Okay.
And second, I guess my phone and the Facebook algorithms combined because I've been watching a lot of Hamilton videos on YouTube, and this book showed up on my Facebook feed.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, and it's inspired by a song from David Diggs rap group. I was like, yeah, like
To the degree that their names, the individual names of the members of the clipping are on the book. You see River Solomon's name, you see David Diggs, and the two other individuals who are part of that group.
So is this only available digitally?
So, I don't go out in public anymore, so I'm not sure if it's available hard copy. I'm sure you probably can get it, but I just popped it on. I saw it scrolling and grabbed it on Amazon, and there it was. It's a quick read, and so it's a really good opportunity to kind of space out. And also, like, David Diggs and his musical, like, inspiration, and like he's like 80s, 90s techno house had a baby, and then he's like experimenting with it. And it's just really interesting to kind of reach back at what is inspiring this and what inspired what he's doing before, because in a lot of the conversations around the book there comes up a 90s techno group called Drexen or something like that apparently inspired the song that inspired the book. I have to dig more at it. Again, this book kind of hit me upside my head last night. If you ask Richard, who receives our show notes, sometimes I send in a book on Thursday that I've read and spent a week preparing about, and then I read something else that I just cannot get off my fucking mind. And this is what happened to me. So I'll be looking into that book more to know more about what I'm talking about in terms of the inspiration. But pick this book up. And especially if you are a descendant of those who were stolen from Africa and you are situated anywhere in the diaspora. That's what this book made me think about. Like, listen, the diaspora, and we know that, but we have to always remember that the diaspora is everywhere, and each of our existence is like really important to understanding the impact of that stealing of human bodies from Africa.
Black Nerd Power. KUDZUKIAN Network. That's actually
sound like a Calvin Klein.
I know, right?
Commercial.
Quiet Storm. Anyway, no, that's actually a really good transition into one of the things that I wanted to talk about. Again, we haven't figured it out yet, but we're rethinking our whole awards thing that we do towards the end of the show. And that's been something that's kind of been weighing on me, is people questioning the legitimacy of Senator Harris's claims to blackness because her father is from Jamaica, and niggas not understanding that Jamaica is just dumb. An island just full of black people. I don't like, do you not understand how the diaspora work? Like, do you really think America is the only place they took us? Like, why do you, like, what is wrong with you?
Yes, Richard. And they probably don't understand the word diaspora. You're asking for a lot.
Niggas are dumb.
Niggas are sometimes ignorant, and we all have ignorance.
You're right.
I take that, but yeah, niggas is dumb. But yeah, no, like, people are legitimately like, I shouldn't be surprised. These are some of the same people who think that 5G caused the corona. So, whatever. But yeah,
dude, I have to be careful what I post on Facebook because I have a friend who is a 5G truther.
A 5G truther? Tell your friend that they're a fucking idiot.
That ain't gonna help.
He my homie.
That's not gonna help.
And like, he DJ'd my wedding. I'm not finna do that.
That won't help your friend. And so calling him an idiot won't help him.
Your friend that's a DJ probably works around wireless microphones and things of that nature all the time. Tell your friend that those are the same radio frequencies that work in the 5G network. If he was going to get corona, he'd probably be more likely to get it because of his close proximity to said radio waves. But he won't, because guess what? 5G doesn't cause a coronavirus.
I believe you.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
I want to point out that Marcus didn't disagree.
Yeah.
Like, he said he had a friend that he's not willing to throw in the garbage.
Look, we've all got our triggers and soft spots, all right?
It's yours. You're right. You're right. Let me back up. I'm sorry. I'm backing up.
This is one of mine. But yeah, no, people have been very, very vile towards Senator Harris and her supposed claims to blackness. First of all, she's claiming to be black. That ain't something that really a whole lot of people would go out of their way to do, except for I don't know, Rachel Dolezal. But yeah, no, the fact that people are just like, nah, she ain't from America, so like it's just, I don't know.
Okay, dude,
that she is going to literally, I'm sorry, she's going to literally be potentially a heartbeat away from being the one of the most powerful people in the world. And like people feel the need to just continuously tear her down. I mean, there's plenty of other stuff to tear her down over, to be certain. But like, I'm not to sit there and question her ethnicity, like when the evidence is insurmountable, it just baffles me. Go ahead, Marcus. I'm
not shocked because in 2016 they said foul shit to Hillary because she was a woman. So I imagine it will be 2 times, 3 times, 4 times worse because Kamala is a black woman. They are going to come for her. They're already coming for her. There's very derogatory, like anti-campaign posters already calling her out of her name. And I mean, I don't know, man. I just be like, I need some people, black men, white men, people in general, like, just admit you hate black women. Like, just fucking say it out loud so we can just get on.
They're not gonna say it out loud. They scared they won't get no wet ass pussy. Like, I don't understand. Or they're afraid that, and that's a very simple thing, right? But that's just one thing that people are, that men recognize, that it's not just sex. You know what I'm saying? Like, people don't want to admit how much they hate black women. And I don't understand why. It's evident in everything else.
Right.
It's just really clear. And I don't understand why we can't say it out loud.
And you don't want to, some people may not necessarily want to make that comparison, but yes, the Megan Thee Stallion and Cardi B and Kamala Harris are absolutely all belong in the same category in that regard, because it's about control. It's about men wanting to control black women.
Categorization is about that, and we know that, right? And I feel like when you talked about Oprah, it was really interesting that you brought her up, because one of the things that Oprah has really been going hard for is Breonna Taylor, whose killers have not yet been arrested. We are over 150 days since she was murdered in her bed.
Fired, not arrested.
Yeah, and so like Oprah Winfrey blew everybody's mind a few weeks ago when she posted Breonna Taylor's beautiful face to her. When she put it on the front of her magazine and said, Breonna Taylor and I are the same person. People like, but I think that the thing that's really hard for people can't see Oprah and Breonna Taylor as the same person, because white people just cannot see black people as the same as themselves. Men have been conditioned not to see other genders of people as the same as themselves. And we have to just continually fight against it. Every single time we see something that's funny, my husband posted to his Instagram an emoji laughing, but with the crying face that you could see to the side underneath, because it's us laughing at like Kamala Harris jokes, knowing that it could be fucking Russian state-sponsored propaganda, right? And so it's just a shit show out here. And her womanhood is just the easiest thing that they can attack her about. It's always going to be the easiest thing they can attack her about. They're going to continue to come for her womanhood. They're going to continue to come for her blackness. They're going to always come for her Americanness, because they do not believe that this country is ours, despite the fact that we built it. And yes, Kamala Harris. Yeah. And yes, as Kamala Harris, as a Southeast Asian American woman and as a Jamaican American woman, shares in that heritage of building. Absolutely. Her mother came here as a professional and had to like fight this shit. She came here as like a medical and a medical professional and an academic. You don't think that woman has an American story? Like, get the fuck out of here, people. And when you look at Kamala Harris, baby, she coded as a black woman, honey. When you look at Kamala Harris, we assign blackness to her. Everybody assigns blackness to her.
I mean,
and when
she's an AKA for crying out loud. Shit.
Not even that, but just physically, even if she wasn't an AKA, she could be a tri-delt and she would still be a black woman because she looked like one.
Mm-hmm.
But you know,
definitive curl pattern.
But also, you know, it goes back to, I mean, they just proved to, like I said, they prove they hate black women. And also, once again, black culture's the shit when it's cool and, you know, popular, but, you know, black pain, black identity,
Paul Mooney,
black heritage.
Everybody want to be a nigga till it's time to be a nigga.
Thank you. I was I took the scenic route, but you did the shortcut.
Yeah, there we go. Hug a black woman today if you can.
Right, for real.
If she want a hug.
If she wants a hug.
Yeah. If she want a hug.
Tell a black woman you see and respect her. Kimber, I see and respect you.
Yeah, and Kimber, for real, we definitely see and respect you.
And love you.
Yeah, we love you.
I love you guys too. I feel seen. I feel heard. And that makes me feel respected. I'm thankful that y'all understand that like under this rage is like, it's real shit. And I don't just be up here going off for no reason.
Nah, that's not
y'all
rage,
are
it's
among,
passion.
I respect righteous indignation.
Yeah, y'all are among some of the most consistent black men in my life who can like let me feel how I feel without taking it fucking personally. And I appreciate that we all understand our lives well enough for that. So I'm grateful to y'all. It's important. That's important, Richard.
Hey,
and you know you can say that to me and that matters. Like,
I'm gonna keep it real. The only things I never took personal. Well, when both of y'all niggas be hating on spoken word, but that's another story.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
Fucking terrible.
And Kimber's disdain for like the Justice League characters. Cause one day she was just like, I was like, but Superman, Super Friends, my childhood.
I'm so sorry.
It's cool.
And I recognize, I don't be on that shit no more. I recognize that's a sore spot for you and you don't like that. So I just chill.
You ain't got to chill. I'm just saying, literally, out of all your diatribes or quote unquote friends, those were the only two where I was like, my feelings, my heart, heart chakra.
See, not your heart chakra.
Wow. All right, y'all. We found a way to end the show on a loving note, despite our outrage with society. So I think it's about time to stick a fork in this hole. Yeah. So thank you guys so much for listening. As always, this has been Black Nerd Power on the KUDZUKIAN Network. On behalf of myself, Mr. Richard Douglas Jones, and the co-host of Black Nerd Power, Mr. Marcus Seabury.
All right, then.
And Miss Kimber.
Bye.
Again, we thank you all so much for listening. Check us out on social media. You can find us on Facebook with a blue check. You can find us on Twitter at BMP if you're nasty. You can find us on Instagram at black.nerd.power. We'll be back next week. Same Black Nerd time, same Black Nerd channel. Thanks. We out.
Black Nerd Power. Produced by Richard Douglas Jones and some outspoken introvert. Hosted by Richard Douglas Jones, Marcus Seabury, and Miss Kimber. Music curation, some random dude and his friends and their cousin. What?
Say what again?
Recorded, produced, and distributed by KUDZUKIAN.
KUDZUKIAN.